Hey everyone, welcome! Have you ever felt like you're playing a game but nobody ever told you the rules? Well, what if I told you there is an instruction manual? Today we're going to unlock the secret rules for the game of life. Let's dive right in.
So I want you to try something. Just for a second, imagine that the entire universe, I'm talking you, your house, the trees outside, even the farthest stars, was all part of one gigantic invisible playground. What if everything was connected and we were all just playing in it together?
You know, some of the smartest people have a name for this invisible playground. They call it the universal lattice. But an easier way to picture it, think of a massive, shimmering spider web. Every single thing, every person, every plant, every rock, is just one little point on this web, all connected by these invisible threads.
Now here's where it gets really cool. See that idea of wiggles? Every choice you make, big or small, from deciding to smile at someone to just thinking a grumpy thought, it sends a little wiggle out along the threads of that web. And those wiggles, they travel. They ripple outwards, affecting everything and everyone they touch.
Okay, so if our actions are wiggles, how does all that energy actually move through this giant web? Well, it turns out the universe has a favorite shape for getting things done. Let's take a look at what that is.
And here it is. The secret shape is the spiral, or what we can call a vortex. And once you start looking for it, you see it literally everywhere. It's in seashells, it's in the shape of giant galaxies, it's even in the water going down the drain in your sink. It's how the universe keeps energy flowing and organized. It's the superhighway that carries all our wiggles across the web. But here's the thing, not all spirals are created equal. You've got your positive vortex, which is kind of like a spinning top. It's super stable, balanced, and just humming with energy. Think of good habits, right? Like practicing guitar or being a good friend. They build momentum and keep you going strong. But then you have the negative vortex. That one's more like a whirlpool. It sucks you in, traps your energy, and pulls you down into a loop you can't get out of, like a really bad mood or negative thought you just can't shake.
So this is the big question, right? If the universe is this giant playground with all this energy flowing in spirals, who's in charge? Who's at the controls? The answer is actually pretty simple. You are. You are the controller.
And get this, you have a built-in superpower for controlling your own energy. We're calling it the squeeze-to-signal secret. Now, this is based on a real scientific thing called the piezoelectric effect. I know, it sounds super complicated, but it's really just a fancy way of saying that when you move, when you squeeze your muscles or put pressure on your body, you create a real tiny electrical signal.
That's right, your body is basically a living, breathing power-up. Your bones actually have these tiny crystal-like structures in them. So when you run, jump, and play, that pressure creates little zaps of energy. This isn't just about having fun. This is how you literally reboot your brain. It helps clear out all that frustrating mental static when you're feeling overwhelmed or stuck.
And to help you navigate this whole game, you've got a command crew right inside of you, the 3 captains of your body. First up is the Gut Scout. This is your super fast instinct, the part of you that just senses if something is a good idea or a bad one. Then you've got the Heart Stabilizer. That's your emotional center that keeps you balanced and connected to others. And finally, there's the Brain Storyteller. This is your planner, the captain that takes all the feelings and instincts and turns them into a story or a plan. The real key? Listening to all 3 of them working together.
But what happens when we get caught in one of those negative whirlpools? We all know that feeling, right? That feeling of being totally stuck in a bad mood or a thought you can't get rid of. So let's talk about how to escape those tricky loops.
You know, nature actually gives us a pretty terrifying example of what being stuck looks like. It's called the ant death spiral. Sometimes army ants lose the chemical trail they're supposed to follow. So they just start following the ant directly in front of them. And this creates a circle, a loop that gets tighter and tighter until they literally run out of energy and collapse. Sound familiar? It's the exact same trap we fall into when we get stuck doom scrolling on our phones for hours, or when we just keep thinking the same bad thought over and over and over. It's a loop that drains all our energy and gets us absolutely nowhere.
But here is the single most important rule of this entire game. You are not an ant. You are not designed to be trapped in a spiral. You are a dynamic, creative being. You were designed to grow, to explore, and to expand your world. You're meant to find new trails, not get stuck walking in circles.
So, now that we know the basic rules of this cosmic playground, it is time to learn the cheat codes, the secret moves that help you start writing your own rules.
Okay, here are 3 superpower habits that can break you out of pretty much any negative loop. First one, Inject volatility. If you feel stuck, just do something completely different. Anything. Shake things up. Second, practice systematic meandering. Be like a smart ant. Instead of blindly following the trail, explore the world with curiosity. Look for new paths. And finally, filter the noise. Learn to recognize a bad thought for what it is. It's just an unwanted signal, like static on the radio, and you can choose to change the channel to tune into a better, more positive frequency.
So there you have it. The instruction manual is officially in your hands. You can see the invisible web now. You know how to create positive spirals, and you have the power-ups needed to escape any loop. The only question left is, what new adventure, what new game will you choose to play?